Hey, what's up everybody? This is actually me from the future, just letting you know, the first few clips, my eye is super red. It's like I got something in my eye, it made it really irritable, but it gets better throughout the video. As you can see, I'm pretty good now. But we're going to power on through that, and we're going to kind of talk about NFTSeeker a little bit because they did have their mint supposed to be yesterday, but a few hours ago they came out with this announcement that's saying that basically the rendering is just taking much longer than they expected, but everything should be on schedule very soon. But basically they're just these passes. You would need to have one of their roles in order to mint it, so you probably already know because you'd already have to have the role, and these passes are going to give you access to all of their tools. There's also other utility with this, but I've already made a full video on this, so if you want to check out more, I will link that video in the description below. But the first project we're going to cover is going to be TroubleCats. TroubleCats, I said in the last video I was going to cover them in this video because they were just handing out some whitelist spots, but the whitelist spots have been distributed. I actually still have to pick the winners for my holders. So if you are a holder, try to react as quick as possible. I'm probably going to give you one more day to react. But anyways, this mint is going to be on the 9th. There's going to be a supply of 4,112, and it's broken down like this. At 2 p.m. UTC, the OGs can mint for 50 ADA apiece, and the most they can mint is 5 per wallet. 1 hour later, at 3 p.m. UTC, the whitelist can mint for 55 ADA, max 4 per wallet. And then at 9 p.m. UTC, public can finally mint for 60 ADA apiece, max 10 per transaction. However, there is also a discount. So you can only get this discount if you are minting through the public window. The OG and whitelist is not going to be affected. Now, in order to get the discount, you need to own one of these passes. So it's Journey, Bernard Boys, Salty Seagulls. You can read the rest of the list. And for every pass that you own, you will be able to mint one NFT with a 5 ADA discount. So while we show off some of the sneak peeks, I'm going to talk about some of the things that they're building. First and foremost, this project's main focus is going to be on art. By holding your TroubleCat, you're going to get access to a functional 3D avatar with arms and legs. Their main founder, Peter, was also on the podcast, so I'll have that in the description below if you'd like to go check that out. But he shows his face, you know, he's doxed. We go over pretty much everything that we're going over now, but in more detail. And here's an illustration of their roadmap. And he actually said that this is his city or his hometown, but he took out all the buildings and then gave it to his artist and told him to fill it in with these buildings in mind. But not everything on here is guaranteed, but you can see some things in the bottom left like toxic, so maybe some sort of mutation. You know, you see the collab building over here, and then you see the cocktail bar, the merch shop, a music festival, and by holding, you'll also be getting some airdrops. So this one, if I'm going to mint, I need to break it down into a pro and con scenario. The pros, 4,000 mint is very fair. It's coming at 60 ADA or less, which I think is also very fair. I think the art looks great, and I think in a 3D format, it could look even better. But we do have to go over some cons. So the first thing that's kind of maybe nitpicky, but I know me and Cleanup don't agree on this. When you can mint a bunch of them, I think it's much easier for people to flip at a lower rate. So people don't see those crazy returns, especially within the first few days when people can mint so many at once. I know it sucks as an investor when you're trying to get into a project and you can only mint 1 or 2 and you really want like 10. When you can just mint 10, boom, it's all in your wallet. I agree, that's much better. But from a project's perspective, when you don't have those 10, you need to go buy them off the secondary. The other thing that I think could hold it back is being a mainly art-based focused project. Now this project will be building and it will probably be creating utility way down the line, but that's speculation. I don't want to say that they will or won't because I'm not sure, but with just art without any utility, I think those projects have a much harder time trying to find value early on. So obviously everybody makes up their own decision. You do what you're going to do. What I'm going to do is probably mint 1 or 2 just to play it safe because I do want to hold the project, but I'm not going to be expecting a flip. The next project we're going to cover is going to be Seal Society, and they are having their merch mint on the same day of September 9th. So this project's pretty big. There's a lot that they're doing. We're not going to go into all of their staking and their other NFTs. We're going to just be talking about their merch mint. So right away, you will need a whitelist to mint this, and it's broken down into different tiers. So tier A will give you 3, B will give you 2, and C will give you 1. Also, if you do have the Chief Elephant Seal roll, you get +3. The Elephant Seal gives +2. The Governor gives +1. Super Seal, OG roll, and Elite 333 all give an additional 1. The total supply is going to be 2,022, and they will be going for 105 ADA apiece. Alright, so now let's check out what you'll actually be minting. So you can get this hoodie right here, and it looks like all of the hoodies are common. You can also put one of your seals on your merch. They're partnering with certain projects, and if you own those projects, you can can put those projects on your merch as well. So all of the projects that are allowed on their merch are on this list right here, so you can pause the video and look at this if you'd like. But yeah, my opinion on the hoodies, I think that for about 50 bucks, a customizable hoodie that looks like this is a really good deal. Next up, we'll go check out their caps. Now, hats aren't something I'm a huge fan of, and yeah, hats make me feel a little weird. I'm not a hat guy. But yeah, the caps, they're common, and I think they look pretty cool. I'm just not a hat guy. Moving on to the bomber jacket. These are epic, so these are going to be hard to get. I actually really want a bomber jacket. I don't even live anywhere where I would need a bomber jacket most of the year, but they look pretty cool. And this black one looks really cool, especially with the teal, but I think the white one pops a little bit more for me. I don't know. I like it. The socks, I really like the socks too. Now, socks are something that I think about because I think the socks look cool, but it's like if you're wearing pants, you're never gonna see my socks. I need to have an excuse to show off my socks. Maybe there's like a wacky socks work Wednesday or something that you have going on at your job, but unless that's going on, it's hard to really flex your socks. Now, I like these shoes too. I think the shoes are some of the coolest things. And each seal colony has its own design. So this is the sophisticated design. And this seal right here is this person's seal. So whatever seal you have will be put on the side of your shoe, or can be put on the side of your shoe. And here's just another design, and this is the party seal design. And anybody who holds between 20 and 40 NFTs can get one of these special grid designs. And then quickly, there's also duffel bags, which I think is kind of fire, but I don't really go anywhere, but I'd like to. So maybe one day that'll be beneficial. These flip-flops also look fire, but I already have some really nice flip-flops that I'm comfortable with, so I don't need those, but I do like them. And then there's joggers. Now, I'm skinny. You might think I jog a lot. It's just metabolism, I promise you. But the joggers are pretty cool looking, and I would definitely wear them. The last thing that they have here is their t-shirt, and it does say mutate or mutated maybe if I rotated it, and I think that maybe this is a hint at something coming in the future. We'll have to see. So the way that these are going to work is that you're going to get this NFT and you'll be able to redeem it to get that actual item in real life. So once you redeem it, you obviously can't redeem it again. So these will be deflationary, and I think that those could drive up the price of these long term. If you are buying this for the actual merch, then you're not worried about that. I think this is going to be a really interesting mint. I don't think there's been many merch mints, if any at all, so this could be the first of its kind, and I'm really interested to see how it plays out. So personally for me, I want one of the bomber jackets. I also wouldn't mind the duffel bag, even though I'm not going to use it probably immediately. I think it would look really cool for later on in the future. And you know, if I do get some more flip-flops and I got some backups, so that's not too bad of a thing. I would only be disappointed if I got a hat. I'm not going to lie. The next project we have is Old Money, and they have their inflation times coming out, and this is going to be their last print of the inflation times. The mint is going to take place on Monday, which is Labor Day, and that's going to be at 12 p.m. EST or 4 p.m. UTC. The supply is going to be 2,100, and they are going for 100 ADA each. You must own an inflation time if you would like to mint, and that will give you the role almost a MFer. So you need to make sure that you have this role before you can mint. So this is actually my most anticipated mint of this week. I think that these are going to go crazy. This is the final inflation times that they're ever going to do. They're going to be doing 2,000 added to this 7,000, so we will be getting that 9,000 number, and they are already at a 170 floor. Old Money has been here for a long time as well, and all of their assets are doing very well. So Old Money's main mint are these $0.2 bills, and their floor is almost 1,000 ADA. Just their campaign materials alone have a floor of 60 with 12,000 assets and 660,000 in volume. They also already minted out these fucks, which are 2,500 assets, and they're already at a 190 floor. Basically everything they touch turns to gold. To give even a half decent summary on this project, I'd probably have to make a full video, but just know that this project is doing a lot. They've been here for a while. They've definitely earned that blue chip title and that OG title. They're actually so badass, they recently just faked their own rug pull. But look, we could see these things dip down to maybe 120, 110 after the mint. I don't know what they're going to really go for immediately after mint, but this project's not going anywhere in my opinion, and they've kind of proven that time and time again. So I just see these things as something you hold and you watch your money go up. This isn't financial advice, but this is my opinion. And the last project of this week is gonna be Cyberbots. This is gonna be the 5th and final season of the OG Cyberbots. This is gonna take place on the 10th of September. It's going to be at 6 p.m. UTC. The price will be 120 ADA, but there will only be 150 NFTs. There won't be a whitelist, but there will be a requirement that you are a Cyberbot holder. The NFTs that are eligible will be the Cyber X collection or any of the previous 4 seasons of the OG Cyberbots collection. You might be wondering, why are they minting another season? Well, this is just to finish up their OG collection. It was always in the plans to have 100 different types of Cyberbots, and at the moment they only have 85. So like we just said, there's going to be 15 unique types of Cyberbots with differing rarity values for this mint, and all of them will be animated. We can go check out what some of these animations will look like. And I believe it's just going to be this rotating kind of panning back and forth. That's the main animation. However, some of them have a bit more animation than that. Like this very next one down here, if you look at it, there's like his heart or some sort of fire or a candle or something inside of him seems to be lighting and flickering around. Going and checking out their white paper, the main utility for these 100 different types of Cyberbots is that they will always be customizable. So you can upgrade your Cyberbots using parts from other Cyberbots that you own, and you can also upgrade them with airdropped items. If you would like to change up your Cyberbot and the way that it looks, you can go to Cyberbot items, and all of these items here will allow you to change your Cyberbot in some way. You can also go and just look at the other seasons, and you can buy some of these and use these seasons and use some of their assets to transfer to another Cyberbot. Now I'm going through and I'm looking at all the different types of Cyberbots, and I'm trying to find a range where I think these could fall in immediately after minting. Starting off with season 1, normally season 1 is going to be the strongest of all your mints because it was your first. So they have a floor of 150, and there are a total of 87 of these items. Let's keep looking and see if we find anything else. We can go to season 2 and we can see it has roughly the same. There's 7 less assets, and these are going for 90. So as you go up, the floor price goes down. That continues to make sense. Let's check out season 3. So there's more assets here, and the floor is actually higher. So that's interesting. I guess season 3 was just liked more by the community. It's also crazy to note that there's only 10 of these even listed. So the floor price could quickly rise. Not something to expect, but something that you can note. And then going over to season 4, there's 287 items. So a bit more items in this mint, and the floor price is much lower. So our worst case scenario here is 40 ADA. However, we have to keep in mind that none of these are animated. Also, there will only be 150 of these minted, so the supply will be less. It's really hard to say where this is going to go, to be honest. I think with the small supply of 150 assets, these are the only ones that will be animated, and they are going for 120 ADA. The higher range is 150 on the season 1s, so maybe they get up to season 1 prices at like 150. And maybe you can be slightly profitable, but I don't see it going absolutely crazy. Personally, I'm not going to mint any because I'm playing it very safe. I think we are still in a very strong bear market. We are maybe going to break out of that, but until we break the trend that we're in, we're still in it. But thank you guys for watching. That's everything I wanted to cover in this week's video. I know that sometimes it may seem that I'm being really harsh on these projects. It's all about the investor at the end of the day, and if it's not a good time to invest, it doesn't mean that it's a bad project. It's just sometimes not the right time. Anyways, guys, get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys, peace.
I get it like a G, but it never came easy. You got me coughing up a lung, I wish I rap like Wheezy. I keep my pace, so I'm sorry that I'm breezy. Keep my sneaks laced, cause I can't afford Yeezys. I don't want the gold, give me BTC. Y'all be acting crazy.